So welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about why crypto is completely on fire at the moment, and not in a good way necessarily. So we've obviously had the launch of the Trump coin, and that took a lot of liquidity out of the market from a bunch of coins, and a lot of the coins received pullbacks of around 20 to 30% because of this liquidity exit that's going from the normal altcoins into basically Solana, and then from Solana through into Donald Trump's meme coin that he has here. And then yesterday they had another kind of drop from Melania Trump. So this is the wife of the president, and you can buy it now. It just says they're announcing it. And most likely there's going to be more of these coming out, but cryptocurrency right now is kind of looking like a joke. Because this had a good run and then it dropped off very quickly. As we said in a previous video, maybe 2 days ago, this is kind of predicted that this was going to happen because you don't really have any value in it. It's just pure hype and speculation on the price of the coin. And when they were doing some speech yesterday, I don't know exactly what it was, but the price tanked quite a lot. So it was all the way up at 72 and then it dropped to 44. And has kind of recovered down to around $50. That's still a lot of market cap into there. At the peak, it was at a market cap of 14 billion, and now it's around 10 billion, so that's quite a lot still. But as I said, it does kind of invalidate cryptocurrency at this point, because we have a lot of people that see this, they see the wild price swings, and they are kind of calling for more regulation on this, due to the fact that nothing was really regulated through here, and they kind of created around $14 billion worth of an asset that doesn't really hold much value. But I feel like it was okay for just this time around, but then when they launched this one, that's kind of where it became more of a joke that it doesn't really matter in cryptocurrency anymore for coins. Mainly altcoins, they don't really care about the technology. Donald Trump was one of those Bitcoin advocates, as he was saying that they're gonna, be very fair to cryptocurrency, but it doesn't necessarily look like they are being too fair towards it right now, because they're basically producing meme coins that hold no value. That is pure speculation that people are betting on the price going up or down, depending on if you're shorting it or you have long positions within it. You can see here the Melania token, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Highest market cap, if we click here, was around 2 billion, and it's kind of tapering off very quickly, so you can see how the hype kind of died down very quickly compared to what we're seeing on this one, where it did have a nice rally upwards. If we click on price, from around $6, I know it was a little bit cheaper, but that's just when they started recording it, all the way up to around $72 again. So that was kind of imminent that if it hit up to 72 again, it would definitely drop, because you see it up here. And the same thing you see on this chart. So starts off low, goes to high, drops down, goes to the high again, basically the same high, and then there's a massive sell-off. As I said, it calls into question kind of what Trump's views are on cryptocurrency at this point. Everyone thought he was kind of going to be for actual cryptocurrency in terms of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, all the big ones. But it doesn't necessarily seem like that's the route that they're going down here. Or it could be just business. They want to generate money for people, and that's basically their way of doing it. And then on the flip side, you can see down here a lot of the coins. So Solana had a lot of market cap added on, but a lot of the other coins dropped down very quickly because the liquidity was being taken out of them to trade back into the Trump coin. If we look here, you can see on the volume for 24 hours, you have a trading volume of 32 billion, which basically means $32 billion of wealth went through either in or out of the coin within the last 24 hours, which is way higher than a lot of other coins. And then for this one, you have around 7 billion going in or out for the 24-hour trading volume. But around 2 days ago to now, probably would have been your best chance to get all of your kind of favorite coins down here at a cheaper price, because as you can see here on the charts right there, they all drop down around the same time that Trump announces his coin, which kind of shows that a lot of people sold off their coins to get into Trump's coin. And if we see it here, so there's a peak there, and that's where you see the sell-off of all of these, and this one continues to go for a little bit and then drops off. And you see a massive spike for a lot of these, which kind of leads me to believe that a lot of people sold it just to get back into a lot of their positions that they had previously. So you can see spikes here. And then one other notable thing is that Bitcoin hit an all-time high yesterday whilst this was also going on. So whilst that was dumping on that side, Bitcoin hits an all-time high, let's just see here, 108,000. Drops down to 106,000 pretty much instantly there. But you can also see it in Bitcoin where some of the liquidity was sucked out of Bitcoin. So you can see it go down to 100,000 there, and then it came all the way back up. Kind of around the exact same time that Trump's coin started to drop off was when all the liquidity kind of flowed back into all of the cryptocurrencies out there like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other altcoins there. One that we check on, obviously, is Casper coin. Hasn't fully recovered. I would expect to see more of a spike by there. But overall, it's still doing okay. A lot of the altcoins are kind of recovering from it right now. With this new launch of another meme coin, there's obviously more to come in the future. And they're just going to get worse and worse over time, I believe. You can kind of see that with Trump's one. And then they have Melania, and it's probably going to be, I don't know, maybe an Elon coin or a Baron Trump coin or something like that. That's just going to do less volume and less valuation over time. So you can see this is ranked at 92, whereas Trump's is ranked at 21. And I'm assuming, I haven't looked at the tokenomics, but I'm assuming that they are the exact same as the official Trump ones, with a lot of the holdings being held by, I believe it's CIC Digital, which is Trump's holding company for cryptocurrencies. And then they have 10% liquidity and 10% kind of open market coins as well. So that's what they had with the official Trump coin. So to go back to the main point, that crypto is kind of looked at as a joke right now is because you see coins like this that are overtaking coins that have had massive utility, and nobody really cares about that anymore. The only thing that they really care about is Bitcoin and then meme coins. I think this is going to push a lot of people to kind of get out of cryptocurrencies. Also, to add to that as well, Solana did halt their network at the same time. So that wasn't very good for the coin because Solana's network was halted very quickly. And at that point, Solana isn't necessarily a cryptocurrency if the network halts. It's more of kind of like a database that needs to be restarted if it has too much volume on there. And Solana always claimed that they could do, 60,000 transactions per second. But when it was real world tested for a couple times in the past and now, it doesn't necessarily seem like it can do that efficiently without having to halt the network. So going back to what I was talking about was mainly that I think this is going to push a lot of people to take their money out of this eventually and kind of throw it all into Bitcoin at some point. Just because if Trump can hop on the Solana network, or anyone can with influence can hop onto any of these networks, create a coin that can potentially, create billions of dollars in valuation, then it doesn't really speak to the whole ethos of cryptocurrency that we mainly have in Bitcoin. And I think a lot of people are going to become Bitcoin maxis, kind of from seeing what has happened previously and with the second launch of a meme coin from them. It doesn't really put much faith in the rest of the cryptocurrencies down the list at all. And lastly, let's talk about the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, advocates for more cryptocurrency regulation ahead of his departure from the SEC. So this was on the 17th of January and he's leaving on the 20th. So Trump and Melania launched their coins maybe within 2 days of each other, and he'll be leaving today, I believe. And although I didn't agree with a lot of his policies around cryptocurrency, it kind of calls into question maybe he was right. And this has kind of validated his point, where you kind of need some regulation. I'm not saying for full regulation, but at least some regulation on these coins and tokens on certain networks as well. And then it says, for outgoing SEC chairman, the commission will need to intensify its regulations on crypto assets, primarily regarding altcoins and market intermediaries. I personally think that that's a good thing, just because they're mainly focusing on altcoins and not Bitcoin. If they left Bitcoin alone and had some regulation on altcoins, then I'd be pretty happy with that. And he said that he was empathetic in warning that retail investors still do not receive adequate disclosures or information from digital asset companies. So that's more on the kind of asset side where you're producing a cryptocurrency. where it came from, how the money got in there, who's funding it and stuff like that. Maybe that's more what he's talking about for disclosures. But as I said, altcoins, there needs to be some sort of regulation on the Solana network because a lot of people are getting their money wiped out within seconds just because somebody with influence is influencing them to go and buy their coin, which does call into question how much regulation you need. As I said, I don't personally agree with all of his regulations that he had, but maybe some regulation would be good for altcoins, and if they just left Bitcoin alone, I would be perfectly fine with that. So with the launch from the second meme coin from the presidents, let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you think about it. Personally, as I said, I don't really think it reflects well on the whole cryptocurrency sphere as a whole. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for more content like this.